Jets.
The Jets.
The Jets. The New York Jets.
The Jets Lord.
ETS Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back to another episode of the Jets Ward. I am your host, Ryan Ward, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys. I got a fun one for you guys in this one. But first, if you have been here before, welcome back. I hope you are enjoying all the content. I love that you keep coming back for more, and I love you so much. You make this channel so much fun for me to continue to create great NFL content, especially Jets content. And if you are new here, welcome. Whether you're a Jets fan, a fan of another NFL team, or just a casual NFL fan, you are always welcome here in the Jets Ward. It is a safe space for you. Now, guys, as we know, the Jets season hasn't been going the way that we would have liked. They have not looked great in the first 5 weeks of the year. Honestly, they've looked awful. They are 0-5. The best week they had was a showing against week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then it's been all downhill from there. It hasn't been good with injuries, with penalties, the defense not playing up to what we thought they were, the offense making some big moves, then killing themselves with penalties. It's been just not what we expected from our new coach in AG, and it's been rough to watch. And earlier this week, an undisclosed GM, an unnamed source, told Ralph Vacchiano that expect the Jets to be sellers at the NFL trade deadline, which is coming up sooner than we think. And honestly, I agree. The Jets should be sellers at the NFL trade deadline because this team is not built to win now, no matter how much we thought it was. I'm one of them. I thought we were going to have a better season than a lot of people thought, but the talent is just not there. The new players that we brought in, Andre Cisco, has not played up to snuff. Brandon Stevens, even though he's been playing better lately, it's been a pretty bad contract so far. The guys that we extended, Sauce Gardner hasn't looked good. Jamien Sherwood has been downright bad as well. And I know we've tried to make moves, bringing in Harrison Phillips, who's looked okay on the defensive line, and Juwan Briggs, who's been better than expected. But it doesn't seem like this team is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. And there's a lot that we need to do to bring more talent in. And it sucks. But the Jets, in my opinion, need to be sellers at the trade deadline because they got a game against the Broncos coming up on Sunday at 9:30 in the morning in London. And I know it's hard to play in London and everything, but the Broncos just got done beating up on the Eagles. So they beat the Eagles. And now they're coming to a banged-up Jets team that, let's be honest, does not really give any signs of getting better. And it's going to be a rough one against this top defense. And Bo Nix, who I think is still a very solid NFL quarterback. And if there's any game or any team to get right against, the Jets have shown it. Look at what we did against Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins. So it gets you thinking. Everybody on this roster, except a couple, I don't think they're going to be trading Sauce Gardner. They just gave him a monster contract. That ain't happening. Jamien Sherwood, I don't think they're trading him. They just gave him a solid contract as a linebacker. Garrett Wilson, one of the better players that has been extended for us, has been someone who's been consistently going out and giving us good football. You could honestly look at the Allen Lazards getting traded. Josh Reynolds, I could see getting traded. He's only on a 1-year deal. There's a lot of players that we think could get traded, but almost everybody is available on this roster, almost. And I wouldn't be shocked if there's some big names that are going to be traded. And I'm going to go through a couple that I think could definitely be traded. And I know we'll be upset, but it would make sense. It would open up a lot of salary cap, and it would give us more picks in a draft that, honestly, I think is underrated. I think it's loaded with talent, especially at positions of need for the Jets. So getting into it, the first one, honestly, it's been talked about. It's been rumored already, and that is Michael Carter II. And guys, his contract is looking very, very bad right now. He has been not good. When he's been playing, he hasn't looked the same. He's paid like the highest slot corner in the league, and he's looked like one of the worst. We already have somebody that we traded for to come in behind him that could do, if not just as good or if not better at this point, in Jarvis Brownlee Jr. So Michael Carter II, he's injured right now. He's dealt with injuries last year. He's dealing with injuries this year. He's been pretty bad in this defense. So I wouldn't be shocked if he's traded. He's 26 years old, still a younger player who has shown success in the slot in his years. I think the 49ers would make sense. I think the Falcons would make sense since the 49ers with Robert Saleh, our former head coach, Jeff Ulbrich, former defensive coordinator. I think they both like him, and I think they could definitely use his services and get him right. But I would not be shocked if he's somebody who could be traded at the deadline or even sooner, because it just hasn't been working this year with him, and it's looked pretty bad. He's regressing drastically, and the injuries don't help him either. So the next guy, I think Andre Cisco could be on the block as well. And this sucks because I thought this guy was going to have a breakout year. I thought this defense was built for him to succeed in. He showed flashes in the Jaguars as a ball hawk last year. And he's been a liability out there. He's taken bad angles. He hasn't been good at tackling. He's looked out of place. So he's only on a 1-year deal. So to get the younger guys in, like a Jordan Clark or a Dean Clark that we could bring up, I think you could trade Andre Cisco. He's only 25, so I think a team in need of a safety could definitely think they could fix him and try to get him. Maybe the Carolina Panthers could take a look at him. I think they would take a look at that and see he's only 25 and maybe fits better in that defense over there. But I think Andre Cisco could be somebody who gets traded at the trade deadline. I wouldn't be shocked if he does. Breece Hall. Now I know, guys, a lot of people are against trading Breece Hall. A lot of people are for it. Honestly, Breece is on the last year of his deal. I think it would make a lot of sense since he's been having a decent year. He's only 24 years old as well. And let's be honest, the way he's acting, it doesn't really seem like he wants to be here with some of the comments that he's made. So I think the Jets could really get something. I heard there was rumors with the Chiefs. The Dallas Cowboys, I could think, would be interested in him. Any team in need of a running back would definitely be interested in bringing Breece Hall in. Since he's still young, maybe the Broncos would be interested. I understand they got R.J. Harvey and J.K. Dobbins, but Breece Hall would be a legit weapon, better than those two, in my opinion, especially in that Sean Payton offense. I think he'd have Breece Hall being a 1,000-yard receiver and a very good 1,000-yard rusher and a much better receiver out of the backfield than he's been used with the Jets. I understand he's been having better games. This past week against the Cowboys, he went over 100 yards, which was great. But I don't think he's long-term for this team. So rather than just letting him walk after this year, why not get some pieces that could help us this year and maybe pieces that could help us next year in the draft? So Breece Hall is somebody I think could get traded. And I understand Muji and AG have said that they don't want to trade him, but if the team keeps spiraling and getting worse, you got to build for the future. And I don't think Breece Hall is in their future plans. Another one, John Simpson. Guys, I know he is one of the heartbeats of this offensive line. He's had a down year. It hasn't been the same as last year. He struggled a little bit, but he's still one of our tougher guys on the offensive line and somebody who we can still rely on. He's 28 years old and is a top left guard in football. And I think teams would love to have him, especially a championship team who needs to get better on the offensive line. John Simpson could fit their offenses and be that aggressive type of dude for them. The Jets, again, is he in the long-term plans? Do they plan on re-signing him at the end of the year? If not, why not get pieces for him? Figure out what his trade market is and get some sort of draft capital for him. Now, I don't think he's one of the more likely ones to get traded. I think it could happen, but it's very unlikely. I think he ends up playing out the rest of the year and we let him test the market and hopefully he comes back, but I don't know. If he really wants out, then I would trade him and try to get whatever capital you want. But he looks like somebody who wants to be here. Again, next one. Jermaine Johnson. This is the tough ones, guys. This one has been brought up a little bit more lately. Jermaine Johnson. Why would the Jets trade him? Well, the injuries. He was out all season last year. He comes back and looks okay, but then goes down again and has been out the past 3 weeks. Are injuries going to be nagging for this guy the rest of his career? He's still young. He's only 26 years old, but it's an injury concern at this point. He's supposed to be coming back this week against the Denver Broncos in London, but it's a concern. Will the injuries start piling up against this guy? Is he going to be an injury-prone player? If the Jets think he is and he's not in the future plans, edge rushers, teams need edge rushers. Get what you can for him. And I think he'd pick up a pretty penny, maybe a second-round pick, third-round pick, and some more. But the injuries are a concern right now. Does he fit the future plans? If not, get something for him. And this one is going to really hurt if it does happen, but it has been mentioned already, and that is Quinnen Williams. Oof, this one would hurt because he has been a stalwart on that defensive line, but he has disappeared in games too. He didn't show up last week against Dallas. He shows up every now and again against some other teams, and he plays his best when he's going against top offensive lines. That's when he wreaks some havoc. But against teams where their offensive lines are banged up, sometimes Quinnen Williams disappears. And I understand he's double covered or he's double teamed. I get it. But when you're a top end defensive tackle, you got to be able to fight through it. And I think he still can be one of the better defensive tackles in the NFL. The problem is, how far away is this roster? Is this team away from winning? He's 27 right now. If they're not even close, where next year might be a rough year as well, to the point where he's close to 29 to 30 in 2027, that's a concern. That is a real big concern because now you have an aging defensive tackle. And I know defensive tackles are different. We still have Calais Campbell, who's wreaking havoc in the NFL. But it is a concern. And if the Jets did trade him, they'd open up a lot of cap space to make some moves. And teams are looking at the Jets fans are looking at other teams who have new coaches and are succeeding. Well, look at the New England Patriots. They basically bought their new defense this year. They hired Mike Vrabel, and then they traded and bought different players. Harold Landry, they traded with the Titans. The Milton from the Eagles gave him a monster contract. Carlton Davis, they gave a big contract to. This team, the Patriots, have bought a lot of their players. Stephon Diggs, they got. They also had a lot of draft capital, which they built through the draft as well. So they got rid of pieces like Matthew Judon last year, who was looked at as being one of their better defensive players, got capital for him, and then used that capital to either trade for other pieces or get some draft assets. Could Quinnen Williams be that type of player? Guys, AG said when he was first hired, he is going to make decisions that not a lot of people are going to like. Trading Quinnen Williams could be that type of move. And it sucks because we didn't expect our Jets to be playing like this, where we are the 32nd ranked NFL team. If Quinnen Williams is not part of the future for this team, don't be shocked if he gets traded to get a first round pick or a couple second round picks and future draft capital. Don't be shocked if he's packaged like that. It's what you have to expect, especially since this team is in a big rebuild right now. It's going to be rough the rest of this year. Will we win a game or two? Possibly. But the penalties need to go down and the coaching needs to get better and the players need to be held accountable. But trade deadline is coming up very quickly. Don't be shocked if these players end up getting traded. That's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you think. Do you think any of these players that I mentioned could be traded at the deadline? Would you be happy they are traded? Would you be pissed off, angry? What would you feel if one of these players was traded, or if multiple? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And make sure you hit that bell for any updates of when I post videos. It really helps me out. The channel is growing each and every day. It's grown bigger and bigger, and I appreciate all of you guys. And again, comment down below of what you feel as well about this video. I really appreciate it, guys. And again, thank you so much for joining me in the JETS Jets Ward. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
The Jets Ward.